Hello everyone, Sean Riget from Denmark. I'm the guy who is pulling evil out of darkness and showing you all why and how easy it is to see when people are coming in a fake profile, when they're manipulating, when they're being evil, when they are in the need of attention because they're suffering from low self-esteem, no self-respect, no self-love, they have no conscience, and they don't have any self-esteem. And this is what this video is going to be about. But before I start, let me quickly share it in the groups I'm in, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's a quick introduction. How can I share it in a group? Wow, Facebook changed this. Okay, I have to do it in another way. I'll do it on my PC. Go to feed. Go to my page. Here's my live stream. Share in a group. How do we do that? Share on a page. Maybe on a page? No, not that page. Share. Wow, can you not share your live streams in a group? Oh, in a group. Here it is. Let's see how far we get with this. Alright, not that one. In a group. Here it is. Let's see how far we get with this. Share in a group. Let's see if it will go into this group here. I don't think so. I am just, if there's any viewers, I am just sharing my live stream in the groups that I'm in and that I thought it could be interesting. Group. Oh yeah, so many groups. I'm almost finished, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, like I said in the beginning, and like I think I wrote. No, I actually didn't write it. Anyway, my live stream is gonna be about all these posts that are all seeking attention, and they're all seeking attention for one reason. Many reasons, but the reason is they don't love themselves. They got no self-respect, they got no self-love, they have no conscience, and they have no self-esteem. And this is the thing about the world right now. People are suffering. So many people, and I'm talking above 95% of all people, are suffering from a low self-esteem, and this make them behave in ways where they don't see the consequence of their own actions. They don't see how their behavior can hurt themselves. Um, and because people, they don't understand that this time we're in right now, where we are in the middle of, in the beginning of uh, the death of normality and the beginning of mysterious spirituality. There are some things that have to die. It is just like if you ask any person who has been spiritual for a long time, if you ask any of them if they had to let go of anything, if they had to say no to something, or something in their lives couldn't recognize them anymore and they have turned their back on them, they'll all say, yes, there is a consequence to my changing my life. So when you as a spiritual person realize that it has a cost, it has a price, from when you're going from being a normal person to becoming a spiritual person, when you start inviting in the mysticism of spirituality, that we are killing all what's normal and we are inviting spirituality, the mystic spirituality into our lives, there are things that has to die. And I've just noticed here for a long time that there are so many people that create these posts of, look at me, I need attention, tell me I look good. Uh, Guys in no clothes on their body on the single spiritual pages, girls that are half naked, selling themselves for a cheap comment, fake profiles like crazy. There's so many fake profiles and people, they don't even understand it, that it's so easy to fake 2,000 followers. It's so easy to fake that you're following somebody. But what you cannot fake, this is the crazy part, guys, and this is what you have to notice when you are in your desperate, making a comment on somebody's new post. Go into their profile, look at it. How many pictures do they have of themselves? How much are they smiling on their pictures? How many posts do they have? Don't look at all their followers. Don't look at when it was created and all that. But those things can be faked. That's where we are right now. We have so many people out there, because they are not in love with the person they are. If if they had the balls to write a piece of paper that says, I don't love myself when, and then they wrote down all those things that they didn't love about, not like about themselves, love about themselves, if they wrote that down and they realized, okay, these are my inner demons, this is what I have to fight with to start loving myself, to start respecting myself, people, they would rather stay in old habits, uh, old ways of living, than actually starting to change and becoming the best version of themselves, to becoming this whole person, to becoming strong enough to say no to the things that drags them down. But I've been saying this for around 5 years, like 98% of people are struggling to live a spiritual life. They are struggling to authenticity. They're struggling to be true to themselves. They're struggling to say no to the things that are destroying them. They're struggling to be not allowing anybody to steal their beautiful energy. This is the problem, that when an energy vampire sucks from another energy vampire, they just get more and more sick. When a person doesn't know that this is happening, they will get physically sick. That is why I have, in the last couple of months, have gone into all these posts with a big I and saying, build your self-esteem the right way. and I tell people how to build your self-esteem. What is it you need to do? You need to purge yourself. You need to pull out all your inner demons, all the things that are controlling you and you don't even know it. You have to be honest towards yourself 100%. If you're lying, you only lie to yourself. Liars don't heal. There are some fundamental things that humans are struggling with right now, and it has a price. That it goes to your cultural inheritance, social inheritance, it goes to your children, it goes to their children. We are seeing like a crazy amount of children getting children right now. Our world is so screwed right now when it comes to being a world in harmony. We are not a world in harmony. We are a world that is killing itself. Let me tell you, I say it's a joke, but it's actually a truth that I have made. There are two Marsmen flying in their spaceship. They are flying over Earth, and one of the Marsmen says to the other one, while looking down to the Earth, "Let's kill all the people on Earth and use it for our own Mars children." And the other Marsman looks at the first Marsman and says, "Are you crazy? Look at the human beings. They are self-destructive. We'll come back in 2,000 years and the Earth is empty." This is not even something you can laugh about. This is something, if you were honest, you would cry about, because this is the truth. We are destroying ourselves. Hey, Silvana, thank you for listening. But we need to be more people that have the courage to stand up, pull themselves up from that shit they're standing in, that their parents have created, their society have created, their family, their culture. We need to, and this is the thing about me. I've been working as a spiritual guide for almost 30 years, right? When I sit here and I pour out my insights, I get these goosebumps. I don't know if you can see it, but my hair is rising on my arm and I get hair rising in my neck. And I know this for a fact. This is God pouring God's grace into me and saying, "I'm proud of you right now. Keep going. This is true what you're doing. I support you in this." And I wish that I could give you this as a present, how to feel God's grace. But then we are back to that you need to be worthy. You need to not lie, not steal, know what's mine and yours. Treat people with respect, love, and care. Don't be selfish. All these fundamental things: self-respect, self-love, ethic, morals, conscience, self-esteem. These virtues that humans have totally forgotten because the darkness in our world, the government, the politicians, the police, the culture, the social inheritance, all this darkness has lulled us into this matrix world where we're all living lies, illusions. And we have people are getting sick like crazy. People are dying like crazy. And nobody seems to have the balls to actually wake up and say, "Hey, there needs to be somebody who steps up and say and shakes people and say, 'Hey, can you really not see what's going on right now? Do you really want to be a part of the problem, or do you want to be a part of the solution?' If you want to be a part of the problem, you are going to get all the consequences from the problems. You're going to get physically sick." This is what I tell people over and over again. If you don't change and you're just continuing being the person you are, with deliberately screwing other people over, deliberately lying, stealing, whatever you're doing to destroying your own life, it will come back karma and destroy you. This is what people, they don't understand. I don't care if you have faith, if you have religion, if you're a Buddhist, if you are a Muslim, if you're a Hindu. I don't give a shit about that. This is not about religion. This is about common sense. This is beyond religion. This is having the balls to speak the truth. To speak the truth And every time I say to people, I even have a t-shirt where it says, if you don't like the truth, don't speak to me. I've been struggling with this for 30 years because I'm the guy that searches for the truth. I speak the truth, and I'm talking the universal truth. I'm not talking my truth. My truth is that favorite color blue. I like chicken. I like big boobs. These are my truths, but it has nothing to do with this evolution we're in right now. I would never share my truth. It is irrelevant. What is relevant is the universal truth, the laws, the same thing Jesus taught. He didn't even teach it. He was just trying to remember, help people remember where they come from, what they have let go of, what they are missing. And Silvana, if you have anything to say that can maybe help me talk some more, you are welcome to join this. I even think you can join the live stream. I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure there's a button where you can join if you want. If you don't want to join, you can write something and I will 100% talk to you about it. And this video is going to YouTube when I'm finished here, so everybody can see it in the future. But I don't have a problem talking. I've made tons of live streams, and this is what I tell to all people that think they are spiritual and they are working for the better of humanity. I said, okay, sit down, make a live stream. Sit down, talk common sense, love, care, truth for 2 hours straight with nobody listening, with nobody talking to you. Sit down and talk for 2 hours from your heart. Let yourself be guided by the universal spirits. Let your ancestors, let God, let angels, whatever is in your life that is guiding you, let it come through you for the benefit of other people on the earth. As I gave up my life 30 years ago, and I said, I'm gonna devote my life to help wake up the world. Yeah, but Kenzie, you're saying that sometimes things get worse before they get better. You don't think it has been worse since the Second World War? You don't think things has been worse since year zero? It has taken us 2,000 years to take the things seriously Jesus talked about. I think it's about time we wake up and say, hey, we're doing something wrong here. And I'm not disagreeing with you, because light was not necessary if there was no darkness. True, 100% true. I agree. What I'm talking about here is that the self-esteem, the lack of self-esteem, the lack of people trusting themselves, have self-respect, self-love, the amount of I need attention profile posts on all the social medias, being YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. This, I have seen people become physically, I've seen people get cancer, I've seen people die that I have looked at and talked with for 2, 5, 10 years. I warned them about that their behavior will make them physical sick. And I also tell people, if this behaviors of yours, you're self-destructive, you're slow suicide, if it makes you physical sick, me as an intuitive healer, I cannot help you anymore. I cannot guide you and help you, because it's all about that I want to work on the level of waking you up, you guys that are in the beginning of your spirituality, that you know, people that say they've seen 3 numbers on their clock, right? or they say they find a feather on this on the ground, and they say that's because there's an angel, or they knock on wood and all that. It's called superstition. Superstition is for people that don't have faith. If you have faith, you don't need superstition. If you got faith, you will never have the need of crystals, of tarot cards, of whatever people they call themselves. You will not have the need. And now Keziah writes, in nature things break down. Sometimes people need to break down so they can. Yeah, exactly. It's called rebirth. They talk about it in the Bible. They talk about it in all the holy things. I even went through my own rebirth. I totally agree with you. And this is the most frustrating part about this, that I can sit here and try and shake people and say, hey, this is gonna make you sick. But if people don't want to change, they can continue their slow suicide. My problem is just that this is affecting so many people. It is affecting so many people. And if somebody behaves in a way that is putting other people's life at risk, that's where I stand up and say, enough is enough. Listen, this is the problem. I'm not here to be codependent and pat you on the shoulder and say, oh, it's going to be okay. You just need to fucking swallow your own pride. And no, I'm here to tell you that there is a fucking problem in our world right now. And the problem is low self-esteem, no self-love, no self-respect, no ethic, no morals, no conscience. These, when you don't have these things, you can behave in a bad way, because you don't have to forgive anything or anybody or yourself. You can be a shitty person over and over again, and it doesn't matter because you don't have a conscience, right? You don't understand that you're getting physically sick because of the way you treat yourself. And then you're like, okay, I got no ethic and morals, no self-love and self-respect. Okay, I don't care. But if you really look at yourself and you ask yourself, why is it nobody respects me? Why is it nobody loves me? Because if you are a person that is in the lack of these things, you will end up in an addiction relationship. You will be addicted to each other. It will be not because of love you're together, but because you need each other to complete whatever is lacking in you. And that is not, sorry for my language, fucking love. That is destruction. That is pulling yourself down and taking the one with you that you're saying that you love. But anyway, this whole live stream is about, and I'm sorry that I get so enthusiastic. I often say to people that contact me, please calm down, talk from your heart, talk slowly, be in harmony when you talk, so that energy you pour out can be received with love, and people they can feel, they can harmonize with it. Because like I've just been doing for the last 10 minutes, being on a level of annoyance, of scared. I actually think that I'm a little scared for all you people. I'm really crying for the earth's, how the earth is right now. What's going on it's and here, for example, now we have somebody, it doesn't matter what his name is, but he has invited me to follow his profile. This is another thing. Every time I like something, people, they encourage me to follow. This is again evil, manipulating with you. I have this button too on my From Thought to Action business profile here on Facebook. I have that button too. I can encourage people. But why should I manipulate with people? If people, they like what I stand for, what I share, my videos, my music, my writings, They don't like me. And that liking is 10 times, million times more worse than a liking you have manipulated yourself into getting. So I always write this to people, and I'll actually read it out loud to you because it blows my mind that people that don't understand this is something Facebook have created to manipulate. 2 seconds, let me find it, and I'll read it to you. Like, follow, no results found. Oh wait, it's actually in the red one. Red, like, here. Okay, I'm gonna read it in English. This is what I write to people when somebody invites me to follow or like or whatever on their page. I write this. No, I cannot recommend, follow, or like this page. I have obviously liked one of these pages' posts, as I have been encouraged to follow, like, or recommend this page. I do not know this man or woman behind this page, nor what it stands for, and it hurts me that they find it okay to manipulate people to get likes, followers, or recommendations by encouraging it. I myself have a business page, and I know this button is there, and I'm regularly encouraged to invite others to like, follow, or recommend my page. But since I have a conscience, and I love myself, and I want to keep these beautiful virtue, ethics, and morals, I never press this button. People will probably click like, follow, or recommend if they like what it stands for, and do it with their heart, and they will find out what it's all about. Well, then this worth is more worth than 1,000 fake likes. And the other thing is that you're only showing that you're after likes, follows, recommendations, and for me, that shows that you're building up a false self-esteem. Again, back to the self-esteem. Like this because it's not working. This is why you do it again and again, and you get no result in growing your self-esteem. I pray you'll come to your senses and begin to build your self-esteem in the right way. I value morals and ethics, and I value my charisma, aesthetics, and my dignity and my honesty. Every time some person or a company encourages me to like, follow, or recommend their page, I write this in the hope of their heart listens and hears the truth, because the ego will not understand this. What is a like worth when it has been printed by manipulation? I hope and I pray that I speak to your heart, not to your ego, because the ego will never understand this, but your heart will. I hope and pray you get a conscious love from somebody who liked one of your posts. I'm sorry I had to read this to you, but I have been sending this message for the last 10 years to all these people that, because I push like on one post, I go in and I click the recommend button on their page, and I write a recommendation where I don't recommend them. I have no problem with the truth. I have no problem feeling posts energies, videos energies, people comments energies, even people's smileys energies. I'm so in harmony with myself that the energy that comes from whatever I'm looking at reading, it tells me 100%. I can give you an example. I was reaching out to, I'm single, I've been single for 30 years. I was reaching out to a girl that I wanted to get to know better. I didn't know she was African, but and every time that is either an African or Indian or some of the really poor countries, I always think, okay, when are they going to ask for money? That's the first thing I'm thinking about. And what happened? 3 days after we have talked, suddenly she had a freezer. There was a tree that has tilted in her store, and her freezer was broken, and she wanted me to give her a new freezer. And I was like, oh no, man. Again, back to the manipulation. And this is what hit me when I was saying goodbye to this woman. I said to her, you know what, your energy is off the chart. It's evil, it's manipulating. I told her, and this came to me through my downloads, that okay, we have, let's take Africa, let's take India. These are two crazy big countries, right? They are they're so poor. They do not seem to have found the key to how to raise themselves up in property and how to actually start healing and all that. And I was like, wow, this is obvious to me. If over 60, 70, 80, 90% of the population in India and Africa are trying to scam people, and in the same time we believe in karma, no wonder they are having the problems they have, right? Do you agree with me when I'm explaining it like this? Do you see what I'm talking about? If you have so many people in a country trying to steal from others, trying to manipulate with others, trying to be cruel and mean, it has consequences. As a and these are the funny things. These things that comes to me, truths that I didn't even think about, comes to me because I'm so in tune, I'm worthy, and my guardian angels and God speak through me, and I can feel God's grace running through me when I'm doing the right thing. And I ask for protection every day. I'm not religious, guys. Trust me, I hate religion. I hate everything that has anything to do with religion, but I love that energy that's in the universe. That we can call it God, we can call it divine power, we can call it love. It's all about being worthy. If you're gonna, if you're looking for having a relationship to God, you will have to become worthy. And worthy, with that word worthy comes ethic, moral, conscious, self-esteem, self-respect, self-love, all these virtues that human has forgotten. You have to take these things seriously. Not because of others, but because you want to become the best version of the self. You want to find the job you can be happy in. You want to find a partner. You want to create a life. If you believe in reincarnation, then you will have to understand that if you don't man up and start changing and killing your inner demons, you're going to be born again and you will have to struggle with the same things again. This is why I remember I was meeting these dream not dream people who could tell me where I was in my earlier lives, and they could tell me where I was in my earlier lives. And I always tell them when I meet somebody like this, I say, okay, I'll give you a chance. I'm not going to pay you for it. If you, I know where I've been in my earlier lives, and I tell them, if you can tell me where I was in my life before this, I will pay you. I'll even pay you twice of what you're asking. But in the last 20 years, nobody has been able to tell me where I was in my earlier life. And I'll tell you this, because I have no problem being honest. I was on a planet, in a place, in a region in the universe where everything was working. No lying, no stealing, nobody was sick. Everything was good, no locks on the doors. My point is, it was functioning, right? It was totally the opposite of how it's working here on Earth. And I have that belief that whenever you are between lives, you are in a state of being a soul, I think this is my personally belief. I think that you are sitting with your guardian angels, with your soul group, with God, and you are self-realization, true self-realization, understanding what you have gone through in your earlier life. Are there things you have not learned? Are there things you need to take up and you need to practice more? You're choosing the family you'll be born into. You're choosing the lifestyle you're gonna have. Of course, when you come down to this life, you have your free will, right? And you can screw up anything, but there's a purpose to why you end up where you are. And this is why that I think that when I, and I'll tell you this, I've told it in many of my videos, when I sat under the shower, I was 30 years old. I think I was 30. I'm 56 now. I was 30 years old. I was sitting under the shower and I was so, this was my rebirth. I was sitting under the showers. I was so angry. Police, government, politics, girlfriend, foster cares, everybody who has anything to do with me, including myself. I was so angry. I've been smoking weed for so many years and I was done. I was thinking about there must be another life for me. If this is how I'm going to live my life, I do not want to be here. I was thinking about suicide. I was sitting under the shower and I was crying. And suddenly, this was the first time I heard any kind of voice speaking inside my head. Or inside my head. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. So there was a voice that said to me, I'm proud of you. What are you proud of? And I remember I stopped crying. And I started telling myself, you're good at this, you're good at that. You are an intelligent person, you can listen, you have 5 educations, you can make music. I started to pull myself out of the dark hole I was in that slow suicide state I was in, pulling myself out. And I remember I got out of the bathroom, and I have to understand, I had no religion, no God in my life at this time, nothing. I was an atheist. I didn't believe in anything. Then I came out from the toilet and I fell on my knees in my kitchen and I started crying. And I remember totally intuitively, I put up my hands like this. I was crying on my knees and I was sitting like this and I was like, dear God, what do I need to do right now? I just said it. I don't have any belief in God at this time, but it just came out of my life. The first time I ever prayed in my life and said, dear God, what do I have to do now? And then that download, you have to forgive. And I just remember I said with my heart, and this is what you have to understand, forgiveness, you can forgive in 2 different ways, with your ego or with your heart. If you really want some things to change in your life, you have to start listening to your heart and speaking through your heart, not from your ego. Send your ego on holiday and tell it never to come back. I was sitting on the ground with my hands out and I said, okay, I'm so angry. I have to forgive everybody. Everybody who hurt me. Police, government, society, girlfriends, mom, dad, police, you name it. Government. Myself. And I remember when I did that, this is so clear to me, this like yesterday. I was sitting with closed eyes. That thing with the God's grace I was telling about earlier, where I can feel my hair standing up on my arm and my hair standing up in my neck, and I get this feeling, ooh, this is when I was a drug addict, smoking weed every day, and I got this feeling. I was saying to myself, if I could buy that drug, I would buy all the cans in the world because this is the best drug in the world. Right now, when in my early start of my spirituality, I realized that this is the universe telling you, I'm proud of you. Um, and in this second, when I was sitting on the floor with my hands out and I was forgiving everything, I felt this multiplied with 100. I was sitting with closed eyes and I was sitting thinking, I remember, I'm levitating right now. I'm not sitting on the ground. I can't feel the ground. But I didn't have the balls to open my eyes and look down. I didn't. So I just kept my eyes closed and I was grateful for that. It was like a flashlight was turned on top of my head. And all this energy was poured through me. If you have seen the Celestine prophecy, they're talking about the same energy, God's grace. It was like my battery was drained. There was no more power in my battery, and that was the reason I was suicidal. I had drained myself completely. I have had a lifestyle where I have totally drained myself, used all my energy, money, and I was out of energy. And it was going on for like 2-3 minutes. 4 minutes maybe. I don't know. I have no recollection of how long it went on. But I remember at some point the energy stopped, and I opened my eyes, and I felt a love. I felt a calmness. I felt a harmony I've never felt before. I felt a fullness, like when you're hungry, you eat and then you're full. I felt a fullness inside of me that, wow, here's something I've been looking for my whole life. I just got it. I felt so in love with that experience that I decided in that moment, I want to use the rest of my life hunting for getting that feeling into my body. It was like a drug to me. I want more of that. Give me more. Give me more. And then when I got up again, it came to me. Okay, what is the next step? I've just um, forgiven everything in my life. How do I move on from here? And I was totally aware of that. This was about what I could do to start living my life, what I could do to pull myself out of that shit I was in, all the illusions, all the lies, all the pain that I was in. What could I do? It was all about me. What could I do? And I just realized, okay, I have forgiven now. I'm starting from scratch. Okay. There is something inside me that has been controlling me, my illusions, right? All the lies, all the things I've been fed with through my upbringing, the culture, my family, foster cares, friends, all these people that have put information into my head. From 0 to 18, I've been filled up with all these lies that have put me in that situation that I wanted to commit suicide. So I was thinking to myself, okay, I have to take a piece of paper, and this came to me like a download. I call it download because it is God who's speaking through me. It's my guardian angels, it's my soul group. I have no idea what it is, and it's not interesting for me what it is. It is just that it worked. This idea was planted inside of my head where I said, okay, I have to write on this piece of paper, I don't love myself when. And then I wrote all these things down that I didn't love about myself. And I'm telling you, there were 47 things I didn't love about myself. 47. I'll mention some of them. Lying, stealing, fucking, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. What else? Biting my nails, putting people down. I had so many things on that list where I didn't love myself. And in this work of looking at this list and realizing, no wonder I don't respect myself. No wonder nobody respects me. No wonder I can't get a girlfriend. No wonder everybody I want to have a relationship with, I have to save or rescue. No wonder everything went, it was like I was looking at, no matter what I wanted to build in my life. When you build something, you have a foundation, right? On top of that foundation, you build a house or a castle or whatever you build. But it's standing on a foundation. The foundation is from 0 to 18 or until your rebirth. That is your foundation. If your foundation is rotten, no matter what you build on top of that foundation, being career, love, home, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, children, no matter what you build, it will collapse. Eventually, it will collapse. It is not meant to carry what is up there, because all your attentions need to change from the house to your foundation. That piece of paper I wrote, I don't love myself when, that was all the foundation blocks I took out. 47 blocks I took out of my foundation and said, I don't need or want this in my life anymore. And of course, when you start this spiritual practice, as I call it, when you start to become honest towards yourself, of course you're going to fall in over and over again. It's like riding a bike. You're not going to sit up on the bike the first time and just ride the bike. Some people are. You're not going to get spit out by your mom and dad and start running around. You have to crawl for a long time. It takes practice, right? So you will have to practice to not do what you normally do, your reaction patterns, action patterns. Um, you have to practice. It's like if you have two monkeys. We all have two monkeys. One monkey is sitting on one shoulder, another monkey is sitting on the other shoulder. This is just a picture I want to paint in your head. One monkey wants to help you and make you feel good, and the other monkey wants to ruin everything for you. And every time you have a thought or you are thinking of, then both monkeys are going to start talking, right? So it's all up to you that you start practicing to saying, shut up to the ego. I do not want to listen to you. And you practice listening to your heart, to the monkey that wants good in your life. Some people, they call it, we need to have balance. You can never get rid of the ego. No, I won't agree totally, because the ego, me, I'm entitled to, I deserve, it's not fair. That is something that where I call the world is fucked up. This is something you've been taught. This is culturally, socially acceptable right now. But this is where I say normal is dying, and the mystical spirituality is awakening. We have to find the courage to, first of all, save yourself from drowning, right? When you have saved yourself from drowning, then you can help people from not drowning. But if you're in the middle of drowning yourself, and you're one of these people that sits out there on all the social medias, and you're craving attention, you're craving, tell me I look good, tell me I'm whatever. They need attention, right? They need somebody to tell them they're okay as they are, because they know the reason that we are living in this world of people that are craving this is because when they go to sleep at night, they feel so bad about themselves every night. It's like a drug. They have to get up the next morning, post something more, get something else's attention again. Oh man, it makes me cry inside that this is where we are. But again, I'm also very blessed to be living in this period of time where this change is happening, right? And of course, it helps a lot that I was born in Denmark, that I've managed to get 5 educations, and then I got a pension, and I'm sitting here in my life. I have money into my account every month for doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing because I'm actually spending a lot of time on the world, on evolution, on music, on writings, on a book I'm writing, on making posts, and having my clients and having people here, and all the things that I'm educated in. I ask for money. But all the things that is about spirituality, the evolution of human being, I do for free. I have had this argument with over 100,000 people. People, they say, yeah, it's an energy exchange. I say, no, it is not. If you're giving, we can all heal. That's the thing here that people have to understand. We can all heal. But you can only heal if you're worthy. When I heal people, if it's being you that are watching right now, let's try something. I don't know who's watching. I know there's 2 people watching. Let me try something, and you can write in the comments. I do not know if you have, if you're struggling with some kind of pain in your life. I do not know that, but I know that God knows. So if I am worthy, then I will pray for you. I don't even have to have your, you don't have to tell me it's okay. I don't need your permission to it. But I can ask God to send healing through you that are sitting here listening to me right now. Whatever you might be struggling with, I'll do like this up in my head when I'm sitting with people or having a conversation, or I'll say, dear God, would you please send them some healing, help them get through whatever they're in right now. Fill up their energy depots. Put a bubble of grace around them and take away the pain they might have right now, and give them relief, so they can maybe get a feeling of there are something in the universe that is bigger than you and me that can actually influence you just by somebody talking. I don't know you, I don't know where you are in the world, I don't know what's wrong with you. But maybe we could actually prove this by one of you people, and I'll bet these two people that are here now have been here, and I'm proud of you guys. I hope I'm pronouncing your names right, Keziah and Silvana. If you feel some kind of relief in something you're struggling with, would you please let me know? Okay, Keziah, she's asking, do you think there's a purpose to why healers walk the single life? I don't think it's just healers that walks the single life. I know for a fact that in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we are going to have so many single people that we have never seen before. People, they are realizing, and this is what I answer when people ask me, why have you been single, living in celibacy for 27 years? My answer is very quite simple. I am tired of drama. I'm tired of drama. And then the person who's listening will always say, and this is always, they will say, but there is somebody for you out there. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But where I am in my life right now, spiritually, mystically, spiritually, where I am in my evolution, it's very hard for me to find somebody who's at my level. And I know that this is not about which levels are people on, but there are people who are more insightful, that are more awoken, that have been blessed with more insights, that are more in harmony, that have stopped their slow suicide. If you have listened to this whole live stream, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that becoming worthy. Healers, I don't think that they are walk the single life. I think there'll be more and more walking the single life. I don't think there's healers, they don't walk the single life. That's not what it's about. It's everybody who is they are tired of normal, and what, like I've been saying now for, like, I don't know, 25 years, that normal is sick in my eyes, and what I stand for is sick. But I am normal. You see, this is the problem. When, for example, I can give you an example that makes me cry a lot inside. I met a girl in year 2000 that I fell in love with. She got pregnant, and she kicked me out of her life, saying, thank you for impregnating me. I just wanted to use your genes. So today I have a daughter that's 25 years old. She was born in year 2000. She has contacted me 3-4 times in her whole life. And every time she says this to me, Dad, you're not normal. You hug trees, you pray, you meditate, you don't watch TV, you don't listen to radio, you don't socialize, you don't drink, you don't smoke. You're not normal. You sit and read books all day. And I tell my daughter, I'm so sorry that this is how you feel and this is how you see me. But I will tell you this, I am very, very normal. It is the society that you're trying to fit in that's sick. And that's why you're struggling. You can, if you have a little ethic and morals, and you got self-respect and self-love, you will very quickly realize like I have realized, I cannot be a part of something that doesn't work. That's how simple I can say it. I can and will not be a part of something that doesn't work, because it has a consequence. It will make me sick. I'll have to subdue, to I will need to be amongst people that doesn't know how to treat people, all this shit, right? I don't want to be a part of that. Yeah. I thank you with my whole heart that you're asking questions, and this is what I've been praying for the last 25 years, that, and this is why I do live streams. I hope that somebody will come and participate, because I actually don't care where you are in your evolution. I want to hear your frustration. I want to have your questions, because I'm a solution focused guy. If you ask me a question, I will give you the solution in half a second. That's how I work. I will pray to God and I will get the answer and I'll give it to you. And I'll tell you this, every time I've met people in my life that has a problem and they tell me about it, I give them the solution, right? And people, they tell me, no, you cannot tell me what's right that quickly. And they'll go out and they'll go back and they'll try and solve the problem themselves. And then they'll come back after a couple of years and they, hey, Sean, I'm sorry I was so harsh on you and I called you all kinds of stuff. And I was so mean. I'm ready to listen to what you said. I had a problem. I still have that problem, and I've been trying to solve it myself with my ego and my pride, and I figured out that that's not going to work, and I'm getting more and more in trouble. What was it you said? What was the solution? And I'll smile at them and I'll say, thank God that you woke up and you actually came to your senses, because I'm not put on this earth to actually step on your feet to hurt you. If something I say feels like a personally attack, then it's probably because it's true. Then it's probably because this is what you need to hear. I have no idea where all you wonderful human beings are in your life. I have no idea what you're struggling with. But whenever you come to me and you ask for help, I will help you. In the now, with the solution. And this is, now we're coming back to that where you said people need to break down so they can rebirth. Yeah, this is what I think that is. I have thought this thought so many times that I wish people that would listen to some of the things I say, so I can help them understand that the next 10 years is going to be a living hell if they don't change these things, right? That's why I've made a slogan where I say, you don't, what is it I say? Stop trying to understand what you cannot understand. Let go of the need to understand of the things you don't understand. Wait for the aha experience where you get this, that is why, experience. Then you will understand. I'll say it again. Stop trying to understand what you do not understand. Wait for the aha experience. That'll make you realize this is how it is. And then you understand it. Because when you're struggling so badly of, I want to understand, I want to know why things happen as they do, that's ego. Ego wants. Heart only wants to give. It only wants to love. It only wants to give. Give. And the things that you need to understand, it will come to you in the right time. But when you're struggling and you're focusing and your life is all about, I need to figure out, I need to understand, I'm going to read books and I'm going to meditate, I'm going to have stones, I'm going to look for feathers or 4 numbers on the clock, or be superstitious as hell. This is just going to drag you further and further away from the real purpose in your life. Because in my eyes, life is very, very, very simple. Life is very simple. But humans have complicated it so crazy. I'm going to try and ask again. When I was praying for whoever was listening right now, and I asked for healing, go through me to you, did any of you two people feel anything? My intuition tells me so that it's still Kasaya and it's still Silvana who's with me on the live stream. I really would love to see hear, feel. Because I remember I called my mentor and I said to her, I can prove that God's grace is real. And I told her how I could prove it, and she said to me that it's not time for that right now, Sean. People are struggling enough to just letting go of their own shit, so and start talking about that God's grace is real and you can prove it. This is one way we could prove it. People that I don't know who are, the only thing that I know is their name. So when I sit and I pray and I say, dear God, Keziah, Hole, Swarlatz, Osborne, wow, what a beautiful name. Please send her some healing, fix those things she's struggling with, give her some release, fill her up with energy that she needs. If this actually works, because I'm sitting here saying that I'm worthy and I can heal, I've been healing for many, many years. What other people need, not you, but other people that sees this video later on, they might say, okay, if that actually works what this man's doing, that is the proof of that anybody can actually heal. You don't need to go out and spend thousands of dollars of one course after another, then it's Reiki, and then it's this, and then it's that healing. You don't need that. You just need to become whole as a human being. You need to become in harmony, you need to have integrity, you need to have all these things I've been talking about. I've been saying this for like 10, 15 years now, and yeah. I'm running a little low on things to say, so I'm gonna ask you two people, can you please ask a question or participate in the live stream somehow? I would love to see if you have something. Do you have something on your mind you're thinking about? I'm quickly gonna see what's my Facebook is going crazy right now. No. But yeah, that was the reason I wanted to come online today. And it's probably not the last time that many people, when I talk about this, they say, yeah, you're being egoistic. And I'm like, no, I'm giving myself love. And this is what everybody needs to understand. There's nothing wrong about loving yourself, setting boundaries in a constructive way. And like I've noticed here the last couple of weeks, many people are writing, when you start your spiritual path, there are so many things you have to say goodbye to, and there are so many people who are leaving you. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. There are people you have in your life that will be like, I can't use you like I normally do. Have you changed? What's wrong with you? You can try and explain to them that you are in a spiritual evolution. You are inviting mystical spirituality into your life, so you have realized that there are some illusions you're living under that is not true for you anymore, so you have to actually change direction. But these people, if they're not ready to invite the truth in, they'll fight you. This is the crazy part about people that are not ready for the truth, they'll attack you. This is the crazy part, and this is where we that really wants this, that really wants to help this world bloom and become a worthy place for our children, for our next generation and the next again, we'll have to be strong. Because all these people that are still living the old ways, the normal is dying, that lifestyle, they will attack us. And the worst thing is that the way that money that works right now is that the governments have created a kind of robotic population where we are doing what we are being told, work 8 hours, go use your money on your family, buy stuff, go home and sleep, and then get up in the morning and start working again. And I'm going to use you for the next 60 years. And when you're broken and you're torn down and your family has been broken up and your kids are old, and we're going to let you go. You are just garbage to us now. And then they're going to concentrate on your children. And this has been going on for so many years, that the people who are sitting on the money just want to create more money. They have no intentions of seeing this world heal. They have no intention and this is, I don't know if you've noticed, but there are more and more people that, the rich people, they are giving their money away because they're realizing, okay, I want to do something good with this money. I want to give it to a good purpose. I'm not going to let my grandchildren buy cars or girls or mansions or whatever. They can spend their money on drugs. But yeah, that was actually what I wanted to talk about right now. Keziah, I'm grateful for your prayers and remind us to trust as well as taking action. Thanks for sharing and your prayers. Prayers is a powerful tool. It's bigger than us. I ought to go now, but appreciate your thoughts and sharing. Bless you, Keziah. Thank you for listening. I think you just left us before. But yeah, if I can just help one or two people understand that this is not a dance on roses, as we say in Denmark. This is not easy. But your I'm missing a word right now. Sorry. Your the things that should make you stay in line and continue your path and your this decision of you want to change is that you had enough, right? Like I was telling you in my rebirth, that under the shower I was sitting there. If this is life, I do not want to be here anymore. If this is life, it's too painful. So yeah, I don't even know how long my live stream have lasted. 1 hour. It's crazy. Every time I make a live stream, it always lasts between 1 or 2 hours. I really pray that people out there will eventually realize that I'm not here because I have a fetish of making other people suffer. I know 100% sure that if wherever you find me, if it's in a comment or if it's in a song or if it's in one of my writings, and you find it as a personally attack, I know for a fact that this is your ego that convinces you of flight or fight, right? That you should fight back, and this is where that slogan I wrote that's called "You'll always attack things you don't understand." Yeah, but I think I've gotten the things off my heart that I want. I am probably gonna make more videos like this, and I know when I download this video it is not possible to see the comments because I'm sitting here on Facebook going live. But I hope that you can feel in your heart that I will not sit here and say names and talk to somebody if it was not true, if not somebody had said something on my live stream, right? So I really send you all my love and my blessings. And if you want to talk to me, I say this is in every live stream. If you want to talk to me, if you need my help, if you want to see things from a different perspective, if you need my healing, if I in any way can help you, feel free to contact me. It's not gonna cost you anything. It is my honor to let God work through me for your benefit, for the benefit of the human's evolution. I'm gonna continue my work because this is my passion. I love it so much. But I really, really hope that you all give yourself a chance of getting to becoming the best version of yourself, to receiving the things that you really, really miss. If you, like me, had a hard time praying in your spiritual awakening, then just say this simple prayer. Make it into a habit and say this every day. Dear God, fill me up with what I miss and take away what I don't need. It's a very, very simple prayer, but it's a prayer that says to the universe, to your guardian angels, to your soul group, please help me. I do not know what I need, and I do not know what is not good for me. So please fill me up with what I miss and take away what I don't need. If you say that prayer every day, you're opening your heart and your soul to that, yes, you can help me, God, angels, please help me. But if you don't pray and you don't believe there's more between heaven and earth and you don't find faith, in my opinion, you are a lost soul. You do not know what you're missing because you have never had it. And that's one of my slogans again. How do you know that you don't miss it if you have never had it? How do you know that you don't miss it if you have not felt how good it feels when God's grace is running through you? Trust me, when you have felt that, and this is my mentor, she says also, if you have felt the touch of God even for a split second, you will long for that touch the rest of your life. That's how good it feels to be touched by God. It's how good it feels to get God's grace running through you. And again, I'm not religious. I hate religion. But if you just open up for the possibility there is something between heaven and earth and you are having problems praying, just say, dear God, fill me up with what I miss, take away what I don't need. It's a very, very powerful prayer, and it will change you. Thank you for listening, guys. Again, Google my name, Sean Riget. I'm the only person in the whole world. If you want to see anything I share, my homepage, my YouTube videos, my live streams, listen to my music, find me on the different platforms, Google my name. I'm the only person that's called Sean Riget. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will pray for all of you that you will get the courage to start working on inviting in mystical spirituality and helping let the normal die, because the normal has to die for the other things to actually start growing. It's like a plant. We have to water it and give it fertilizer. There has to be some people on earth that are willing to sacrifice everything to be a light beam for those that are lost, right? So here I am, and always remember to be humble, loving, and caring. Faith and prayer is the only thing you have, is the only shield you have against evil. Faith and prayer. Remember that. If you don't have faith and you don't pray, then evil can get through to you very easy. As soon as you get faith and prayer, no more evil. It's not getting through. It doesn't have the power. Bless you all. I love you. Talk to you soon. I'll come online again on live stream another day. Right now I'm getting tired in my eyes, but it has been a pleasure being here for you, with you. See you all. Bye bye.